take long to
For once, Luka didn't want to get into it. He knew he was already on thin ice.
Look, let's just have oatmeal tonight. It won't take long to prepare.
He knew that Marcia had digestion problems, and oatmeal was easy on the stomach. Despite the apparent concern she heard in his voice, Marcia was suspicious. "What do you want, money?" She took out her small purse and threw it at Luka. "How much this time? Just take it and it's all yours." Without even thinking, he stuck out his hand and caught the purse. There was no hiding from the look of distrust and indifference on his wife's face. Luka knew that no matter what he did, she would take some convincing that he had changed or was going to. He put the wallet on the table and walked into the kitchen. He thought,
If she isn't going to believe what I say, then I'll have to show her that I mean it this time.
Iris pushed a plate of apple pie toward Marcia. The little girl had sensed the tense atmosphere and would do anything to calm things down. Even though For once, Luka didn't want to get into it. He knew he was already on thin ice.
Look, let's just have oatmeal tonight. It won't take long to prepare.
He knew that Marcia had digestion problems, and oatmeal was easy on the stomach. Despite the apparent concern she heard in his voice, Marcia was suspicious. "What do you want, money?" She took out her small purse and threw it at Luka. "How much this time? Just take it and it's all yours." Without even thinking, he stuck out his hand and caught the purse. There was no hiding from the look of distrust and indifference on his wife's face. Luka knew that no matter what he did, she would take some convincing that he had changed or was going to. He put the wallet on the table and walked into the kitchen. He thought,
If she isn't going to believe what I say, then I'll have to show her that I mean it this time.
Iris pushed a plate of apple pie toward Marcia. The little girl had sensed the tense atmosphere and would do anything to calm things down. Even though the pie was a little rough and uneven, Iris had put her heart and soul into it. She had done her best. Marcia could feel the tears building, but as she looked at her daughter's smiling face, she was determined not to cry in front of her. She thought, "I can't cry now. If this is our last day on Earth, I want Iris to have a good one full of beautiful memories." The little girl ran to the table again. She said seriously,
Daddy likes his apple pies with bacon, just like me.
Marcia, though, was lost in thought. Before long, Luka came out with a bowl of oatmeal. Noticing that Marcia was still in a daze on the couch, he called out softly.
Come, let's eat together.
The more considerate Luka was, the more terrified Marcia felt. She knew him too well. There was always another dastardly, fiendish scheme behind his gentleness and consideration. "Look, do whatever you want, Luka. I won't stop you." Luka pulled $100 out of her wallet. Marcia almost laughed. She thought, "Of course, it's for money. It's always the money." She felt as if she wanted to end it all right there, right then. Luka held up the $100 bill.
Look, I know you won't believe anything I say now, but in the next 100 days, I'm going to turn this into $1 million.
Marcia shook her head, a mocking expression on her face. Luka couldn't blame her, but having said his piece, he solemnly put the money away, walked into the kitchen, and took out the gasoline that she had stashed away. When she saw what he was doing, Marcia began to panic. She was ashamed. Throughout the whole thing, Luka didn't say a word. He poured the gasoline into the toilet bowl, and after a few flushes, it was gone. Marcia flushed with embarrassment. "What else do you want?" She goaded in an effort to put on a tough front. After being exposed like that, she would do anything to avoid a confrontation. But to her surprise, he went down on one knee in front of her.
I know you're in a lot of pain. I can't even imagine how much, but I know. I'm so happy that I have the chance to say sorry to you in person. All I want is a chance to prove to you that I can change. I'm not joking, and I'm not planning anything bad. I know that I've disappointed you in the past, but from this moment on, things are going to be different. I'm going to let you see the best changes in me.
She was anything but happy with his words. She had heard them all before and was numb to them. He had said it too many times already. The only thing that surprised her was that he was actually kneeling. Even when he was up to his eyeballs in gambling debts or beaten up and bleeding, he had never gone down on his knees for anything or anyone. As for Luka finding the gasoline, Marcia wasn't surprised. Although it was in the cabinet, the smell was so strong that anyone could detect it. It was Marcia's way of gambling with fate. If Luka found the gasoline, she wouldn't go through with her plan. If not, she would carry it out. Without pausing, Luka continued,
You don't have to worry about the fine the company gave you. I'll help you find a way to deal with it.
She had to admit she was caught off guard by that. At any other time, he didn't seem to know anything about what she was doing or about what happened at the company. In all the time that they had been married, he had never seemed to care. She wondered, how can he know all of this? She had no idea that the Luka before her had been reborn. Not only did he know that she was planning to commit suicide, but he also knew that because of a small mistake at work, she was being fined $10,000 by her employer. The fine was roughly equivalent to 2 months of hard work. The stress and shame of the mistake and fine had only exasperated her situation, and that was why she was determined to end it all. She was curious about how he knew, but had no intention of asking him how he had found out. As for him saying he would help her, well, she didn't believe it at all. Luka, is it that interesting to be a trickster with so many masks? Do you have any money other than my $100 bill? How are you going to help me?
Although it doesn't seem like much now, I'll get the money you need in the next few days. All you need to do is apologize to your company. Nothing else. I'll pay the fine for you.
In return, all he got was a cold sneer. He's all talk, thought Marcia. But as the last fumes from the gasoline reached her, she couldn't help feeling a little lucky. If he hadn't gone to the kitchen, then I might really have ended it. That night, neither of them managed to get a wink of sleep. When Marcia woke up the next morning, the first thing she saw was toast, milk, and eggs already on the table. She felt as if she was still dreaming. As she was still trying to come to terms with the muddled thoughts she was having, Luka walked out of the kitchen. With a gentle smile, he said,
Go wash up first. I'll take Iris to school later.
Why is he still talking like that? She thought angrily. Then she took a deep breath. I think we should get a divorce. She had thought about it all night. This life and this marriage aren't what I want. It's no good at all. Instead of waiting for a miracle, it's better to finish it now. Luka wasn't the least surprised to hear her say that. She had done well to put up with him for so long. However, he had no intention of playing the blame game. On the contrary, he spoke calmly.
Look, if I can't do what I said within 100 days, I won't try to stop you from leaving. But please give me some time.
Why do you want to drag it out?
I just want to prove to you that I can do it. Please, just give me this chance.